Yeah, I'm just about to make the first program of macrovision. Actually, when our teacher taught us, there was quite a lengthy process of procedure to run the program, because there are a lot of adding files and then debugging simulations and then running the code. So I thought, why not to make a video to those for those students which are about to learn the macrovision or assembly language. So let's get started. First of all, go to project and just ask to new macrovision project. So I'm gonna save it in Usman, and my project will be let's say lab 1. Okay, so just let's save it. So it's asking me for the vendor or the microcontroller what I'm using. So mostly the microcontroller which is used is of Atmel AT89C51. Okay, so I'm gonna select this one. Here its description, its specification about the RAM, ROM, and the clock speed, etc. And I'm gonna click OK. Now you have to click on No for this project. So here's my target. Okay, so here we're gonna add a new, just a kind of notepad that we're gonna put our code over here, and then we're gonna save it. So let's get started with our first code. I'm gonna add two numbers in hex, and then I'm gonna search see its answer. ORG is my original, so I'm starting from 00H, and then I'm gonna move R node 35, a number which is 35 in hexadecimal. So then I'm gonna then move A is my accumulator register. Here's number sign. I'm gonna add 25 in hexadecimal. Okay, so now I'm gonna add A and R node, and then I'm gonna end my code. So here's my code, small code. So I'm gonna save it first of all. I'm gonna save the file with the extension of lab1.asm because it's an assembly code. I'm gonna save it. So as it is saved, as you can see, the colors are changing and the just things are getting changed. So now I'm gonna add the assembly file lab1.asm to this group. I'm gonna right click on it and just ask it to add file to the group. So here's my assembly code lab1.asm. So it is added into it. Now I'm gonna close it, and here's my file. Now, so far so good. Let's first of all save it, then translate it, then build all, then I'm gonna debug it. So here's my code and I have debugged it. So here's my PSW program status word. It's just telling me about the parity, about the overflow, register selects, and then auxiliary carry and just a simple carry. And here's my nine registers R1, R0 to R7, and then accumulator register, and then B. So I have used two registers. First one is R node and second one is accumulator register. So now here we have two options. Rather than we're gonna execute the code on the whole, or we're gonna use it execute it step by step. So I'm interested in executing in this code step by step. So I'm gonna just click on this icon and say step. Well, we can actually use the key F1 for this. So first of all, let's click on it. Now this green color is showing that this instruction is executed. So as you can see, R node should contain the value 35. So as you can see, R node has 32 value. Now this one means that this instruction is about to execute. So it's for a program counter. Let's execute the next one. Okay, so now two instructions have been executed. The value is 21. Hex is now moved to the A, as you can see over here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, two instructions are executed. Let's move for the third one. As this yellow arrow is showing the program counter that this instruction is about to execute. Now the value of A will change, and these two things gonna get add to each other. Sorry, 5A. In this case, we have 5A. In this case, we have 5A, and A means 10. So we have just the answer 5 plus 5 is 10, which is A, and 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. so we have 5A. Let's check the PSW register, program status word registered, so the parity is 0. F1 is again all things are quite 0, so I'm gonna next program is just ended. So it was just execution process, step-by-step execution. Now I'm gonna undo the debug. Here you have to click it again, top at debugging. Now I'm gonna show you how to execute the code at the same time. So we have this thing, run, start code execution. This will execute the code on the whole, not step by steps. Let's just click it, and we have 35 here and 5 over here, so on the whole answer. If I want to edit the code, first of all I have to stop debugging. Now I'm gonna put 98 over here and 99 over here, and I'm gonna sorry, now I'm gonna just check answer, and also the PSW status register tells us about the values. So I'm gonna execute all the values. The 3 instructions have been executed. So ladies and gentlemen, we have or not is equal to 98 is 31. The parity is 1. This means we have odd number of ones. There is an overflow because if we are using 8 bits, the answer is now in 9 bits, so 1 we have. There's also an auxiliary carry and also a simple carry in this calculation. So by this adding these two numbers, we can just have a password, program status values, and we can also check the register values again by calculator register. Keep one thing in mind: to add, you have to use A on this side, because you can't add the code in this way, like just or node comma A, because you can't add this, because addition should be done or stored in A. So if I just compile it or build it, then go to debug and ask it to execute. Even though during the debugging I will get some kind of error, as you can see over here, target not created. So you can't just execute this. Every time you're gonna do this, you will get an error, because over here the answer should be stored in my accumulator register. Now it's okay. The errors are eliminated. Let's go to debugging, compile all the code, and you're gonna get the answer. As you can see in this case, that the value of PSW is now changing.